Hey, getting everything put up. I'm gonna get started shortly. Hey, Klaus. Welcome. I don't know what you're going to tell me, so I'm not sure how to answer that because you've just kind of been cryptic. You could always just text it to me, but I'm not going to be able to look at it during my stream. And so if it's something like heavy or intense, the stream's not the place for that. Just because this is, recorded, archived, other people come in and stuff, and so I want to like wrap other people up in that. Um, but if it's like something really like emergency kind of thing, like I can talk to you over text real quick, but this is I will be limited in how much attention I'm able to give while I'm doing the stream. Hey, what's up? They're going. They're going somewhere. This winter season is frustrating because of like run out of stuff to do. Yeah, just trying to do what I can with the days to make them useful. There's only a few winter days left, so we'll be in spring soon. Okay, class. Have a good night. Oh, good, you're editing your videos. Did you get enough, good fights to make it, like, work? Good deal. What point is that? Gotcha. What would you do with the wiki? Just kind of have an update on how the dueling meta is going or whatever. Yeah, I'm worried about that, but I feel like there'll be an uproar if that happens. Free food. Oh yeah, free food. Right? Really can't. It's like you can't. It's really hard to mess up a sandwich. Was the bread not stale? Was the meat not moldy? Nope, it's a good sandwich. If it was like an egg salad sandwich and they put celery in it, maybe then I could see like problems arising, but that's like a very specific situation. There's a texture issue that arises from that, you know. But like you have to try to mess up a sandwich. But I'm okay with experimental sandwiches usually. It's just did you combine textures that ought not exist together? That's where things start getting a little funky. What is some stuff you came up with? What got you banned? I put sweet relish on my hot dog tonight. It belongs on hot dogs, I feel. But I didn't used to put sweet relish on stuff. It's a more recent thing I've started to appreciate. Grilled some hot dogs for the holiday. So like lemon juice is good though. Would you like do it like as like a salad dressing kind of deal? What's up, Draft? Isn't this game just such a great vibe? I need you two to stop standing so close to each other, please. And thank you. Look it, they love me. I'm confused why they don't all love me equal amounts, but okay. Real people? Who are you? Oh, yeah, no, that's a person. I do have a Nightbot, but it doesn't do a lot. It's just gonna get angry if you, like, talk in all caps or use a bunch of emotes. I just need to wait for it to be like 8 so I can go give this wine to Karen and then I can end the day. This is the frustrating thing with winter. It's just like, there's not a lot to do. Wait, you made that stuff to feed to people? No wonder you got banned from the kitchen. Our eyes have yet to open. Remember the old adage. I wasn't directly quoting it. That's what becomes, that's what, remember our adage is what comes right before the whole bit. Is it adage or adage? Adage. Adagi. Adage. I am from Southwest USA, Arizona. I've lived a few places, but that's where I am right now. And where I grew up, but I went somewhere else for 15 years. In Texas and Kansas City for a bit. And this is my first time playing this game, but I downloaded it because it was in the PS Plus store. And I used to play Harvest Moon 64 when I was a kid. And I was like, that's freaking Harvest Moon 64 looking. And then I looked it up and came out around the same time. Adage. Oh no, I'm waking up. I'll forget everything. Wake me up. I can't wake up. Save me. Someone's car alarm is going off. Oh wow. Yeah, no, this game has been out for almost 25 years. Kind of crazy to think. Okay, story time. I was obsessed with Evanescence. Like, I got into them right before they really got big. So I was like, this was back in the days of like the bulletin boards because there was no social media yet. The internet wasn't a thing that people used unless you were a weirdo, and I was. So like I joined the fan run Evanescence forum that was like run by people who like were from the Arkansas music scene, um, who like knew the band. And like Ben and Amy would like come on the board and talk with us. And so I went and saw them on some tour that they were on that was like sponsored by Nintendo or something. And I met Amy afterwards and I gave her a drawing I made. And then they were up for an award at the MTV VMAs. And I was watching the video from that. And they did an interview with them as like the dark horse, like upcoming new band that's all gothic and scary, right? Um, just kind of introducing them because they were like new and like so like they had that big hit, but they weren't like super well known yet. So they were like just interviewing them, showing their like life on the tour and stuff like that. So there's like Amy's like doing her warm-ups in the tour bus as her stylist does her hair, right? And she's like doing her vocal runs and her stylist is like doing her hair and makeup. And it cuts to like her in front of the mirror and you can see the reflection in the mirror, like her wall in the tour bus where she does her warm-ups and makeup before show, like has like some like magazine covers that they were on and stuff like pinned up, and one not magazine cover charcoal drawing that some 10th grade girl gave her over the summer. She kept it, and then it was like on MTV. So there you go. It's one of my several like weird famous people stories. I could pull up the video. It's out there on YouTube. Um, Another weird story. I'm pretty sure that I'm the reason that Megadeth and Dream Theater co-headlined Gigantour 1, and also possibly the reason Gigantour 1 existed. When I was the following year, when I was a junior in high school. So one, when I was in college, I played in the church worship band. I'll finish the story once Ona gets back. Yeah, the video's not super high quality, but like I worked on that drawing for a long time, so I like immediately was like, that's the drawing. Like I drew it, I recognize it. It's not from like a formal photo shoot picture or anything, so it's like I know my drawing. I thought it was pretty rad that she kept it. Like, you know, she didn't have to do that unless she actually liked it. Okay, so she went to a school called Pulaski Academy in Arkansas. And when I was in college, I played for the like college worship band at church. At a church that's pretty big. Chip and Joanna Gaines of Fixer Upper go there, and a lot of people who get their houses done on that show go there, which there's a lot of complicated things about that. Like, it's a little weird, in my opinion, but that's besides the point. So the guy that led the band I was in, he went to Pulaski Academy, and he was like decade and a half older than me, whatever. And so like he went there at the same time as her. They weren't like buddies or whatever, but he like knew her, like in the way that you know each other in a small school, kind of, you know, not like friends, but like he said they went there at the same time. And I thought that was kind of weird because his wife looked so cool, in my opinion. Like not identical, but like similar complexion and wore similar makeup tones. So that was funny to me. And like kind of similar facial features, but a wider jaw, like less of a widow's peaky round face, heart-shaped face or whatever that Annie has, but it was still amusing to me. What else? Oh, so I'm also pretty sure that I caused Megadeth and Dream Theater to co-headline and caused Dave Mustaine to conceptualize Gigantour 1 because his kid went to my school. And he's friends with Alice Cooper, and Alice Cooper's daughter had graduated there the year before my sister started attending there, and then I attended there after my sister graduated. So like, I think Alice Cooper recommended the school to him, so he has his kids going there, and his kid was in the school band, so it was a private school, so like the junior high and high school band was the same concert, and because half of like the band was super small, so like half of the band was like I was in the jazz band and half of the jazz band was junior high students. It was an interesting experience. So like I'm on stage in the standard jazz band and the advanced jazz band, playing bass guitar and electric guitar. Or I think I had to play bass. No, I don't know. I was in both of them. I played various instruments. And like I look out in the audience and there's a big puff of strawberry blonde hair, second row, sitting right in front of me. So it was like no pressure, just on stage playing electric guitar with the dude who partied so hard he got kicked out of Metallica sitting in the audience 10 feet away from me. And so I like went over to him after. I was like, hey, you're Dave Mustaine. Like, hi. And I don't listen to Megadeth, but I listen to Dream Theater, and they're kind of metal-ish. And so I just like made small talk with him. Because I'm like, this is a Christian school. I don't know if other people here even realize who this dude is. But I was just like, asked him like, so like, because he's converted to Christianity, so I was like, what's it been like for you, like, being in the metal scene, converting to Christianity? Like, how's that been for you, like, touring or in like, events and stuff? And like, so he was reminiscing to me about like enjoyable experience, like bands that he's enjoyed hanging out with backstage or enjoyed being on tour with. I bring that up as relevant because then the following summer he's like advertising Gigantour 1. He's like, yeah, well, you know, I got to thinking about like bands I enjoyed touring with, and I just asked him if they wanted to all tour together and do this like big summer tour thing or whatever. And so that like that's how the lineup of Gigantour got started. But then I didn't listen to Megadeth, but I listened to Dream Theater, so I was just like talking to him about Dream Theater and how rad they are. And next thing you know, Dream Theater is co-headlining Gigantour with Megadeth. I can't prove it, but I think I might have caused that. Possibly. It was a real good show, too. Like Symphony X and Nevermore, Dream Theater, Megadeth, and I don't remember who else. There were multiple stages, and it was a lot. And it was a really hot day, a really long time ago. canon event for who? True. And even for like Dream Theater and stuff, because, you know, technically that alters their trajectory going forward. You spend that much time touring. You're building relationships and traveling and making your income and whatever. Making new friends, whatever. Making connections. Dang it, it's snowing. They're not going to be here. Dang it. Okay. Alright. Alright. Okay. To the child. What other... Oh, other weird stories. I spent the night at Glenn Campbell's house. That's just because his kids went to the school and they were in a play I was in, and the cast party was over there, and it went really late, so they had everyone sleep over, and then bought us Einstein bagels the next morning. But, like, everyone was in their, like, personal home theater watching Pirates of the Caribbean on the projector with the movie theater seating. And, like, I was just hanging out in the dining room talking about music one-on-one with a Grammy Award, Dove Award, CMA winning artist as a 16, 17-year-old. No biggie. Sitting 5 feet away from the awards case. No, I didn't meet her in the dressing room. This video was like a few months later. So I gave it to her at the beginning of summer, and this video was like 2 or 3 months later at the end of summer. And so, like, she kept it and she put it in her tour bus, even though I didn't meet her in her tour bus. I met her like after the concert. They come out and sign autographs and whatever. She wouldn't take any pictures with people though, but she did. She signed a shirt I had, and then I think it got thrown out later. But that's besides the point. So, like, yeah. Which I do. Like, I've met Dream Theater a few times after the concert and whatever. Dude I worked with when I was a musician later, he actually, like, roadied for Dream Theater way back when. I also learned in life that if you just act like you're supposed to be somewhere, you can go a lot of places that you're not supposed to be. So, like, one time I saw Dream Theater at the Orpheum in Wichita, Kansas. And after the concert, I was just walking around outside, and I didn't see any kind of gate or rail saying that it was an area we weren't supposed to go to. So next thing I know, I'm out where the frickin' roadies are, like, loading all the gear up. And, like, the side of the building was, like, open up, and I'm looking, like, 30 feet away from the stage with all their gear on it as the crew is just, like, walking it out. And, like, just kind of walking around like I'm supposed to be there once I realized I was somewhere I'm very much not supposed to be. And then some other people came, and they were more nosy, poking around, and they actually got noticed by the crew and asked to leave. And so then me and my friends were like, okay, we should leave while we're... Oh, really? You met them? That's cool. How did you... So I haven't kept up with them, like... once Ben left the band, I got salty about the direction things were heading, and I stopped keeping up with them. But also I went off to college, and I just didn't have, like, the time I used to have to keep up with the community. But I have some lifelong friends that I made in that community. Like, one of them, like, became, like, a really hotshot concert photographer who, like, photographed Halsey and Lady Gaga and stuff like that. She goes by Yazzie on Instagram, like Yasi. I don't know. I just know her as Jasmine. Like, I met... She and a few others came down from California for the concert where I met Amy. We all hung out in the front. Really sad, too, because one of the guys that came out... Did he come out? I think he came out. He wound up dying really young. What a bummer. I have friends that I've had for, 20 years or whatever that I met from the Evanescence fan boards way back in the day. And then it's like a super small world, because like one of the people moved to like Arkansas and we're Facebook friends, and then I look and like a bunch of people from the place I worked where I was a musician are like posting pictures with her. And I'm just like, how do you guys know each other? It's a freaking small world. It just is. I forgot to boil it. I'll give it to Mom. He likes it. Did you get to meet the whole band? Who's even in the band now? Do they have consistent musicians? Is it like back in the day? It was like Rocky Gray, John LeCompte, Lil Boyd, and Ben Moody. Then Ben left the band, and then like Ben and Uri were like not talking, and it was all drama. But like, so Rocky Gray used to be in a band. Yes, I think they're called Living Sacrifice. And it was with these brothers, the Truby brothers, and one of them, the bassist named Chris Truby, and he worked at the organization as a musician later too. So it's like the connections, like it's a small world. It's a really small world. I don't know, I feel like, they're interesting stories, but then once you tell them, there's, like, not much left after that. I mean, I guess my former roommate sang on a song that was nominated for a Dove Award, I think. And then my other friend, also, her album, I think, was nominated for a Dove Award. Or some album that she was featured on. I don't know. Which is like the Christian Grammys. It's not nothing, but also it's just the Christian Grammys. So it's like kind of a weird niche. But not a big deal. But also they're just people. And then this band that my friend used to be in, the dude from that band, he went and got nominated for a Grammy. The dude from Korn used to come to the organization where I worked. And so did Justin Bieber's mom. She'd come buy him CDs. And then the Korn guy, because he got super Christian or whatever, so he came and sat in the prayer room, the place where I played music. The prayer room's like 24 hours full band. And so I was in 2 or 3 of the bands. Like every 2 hours, a full band switches out. And then we played improv music for 2 hours. I don't know, it was a weird job. I'm eating the sandwiches. Who's saying they're not good? Whatever. Alright. Already water these plants and do everything. I just gotta give... Oh, it should go by... Yep. They're just people. Their shit stinks. Just like the rest of us. We do grocery shopping. Except for the ones that don't. I saw this episode, like a clip from Keeping Up with the Kardashians that someone like posted on TikTok or whatever, where it was like they went shopping and they like were being real weirdos because it was like a novelty experience for them because they don't normally do their own shopping. So they were making a big deal out of like everything, like we load the bags into the car ourselves. We're such cool people. Look at how down to the earth we are. It's like, okay, you're making a deal out of it, so it's not cool and down to earth, actually. Well, that's the weird thing is like, okay, so like when I worked as a musician at the place I work broadcast globally, and like some of the music that's been put out from there, like it's become a decently big deal within the specific niche, which is the weird thing where it's like if I go to the grocery store, I'm not like locally famous, no one's recognizing me, but there are people flying from freaking middle of Asia that like know who I am. And so I've been like stopped going about my daily business with people that like wanted a picture with me, and I like had no concept that I would even be recognizable. I thought they had me mistaken for someone else. And that's scary. Like it's surreal. Like I'm just me, you know? Like, and I've also like been hanging out with friends, just like having coffee or talking or whatever, and then like people walk up to my friend and they're like, "Can I get a picture with you? Like, you're so-and-so." Like, oh my gosh, it's so cool to meet you. Like, it's just like, yo, to like have to be on at any moment, no matter what kind of day you're having, especially like as like a Christian famous person, like, dude, it's already like sucks to be like famous, but then Christian famous person is like, you're not allowed to be human, because it's like there's this just weird, like, Christian fandom is toxic as fuck, man. I say that both tongue-in-cheek, calling it fandom, as well as like, no, like they're fans of this music. But it's like they also see like the parasocialness of it when you're like, your music is like contributing to people's spiritual growth or whatever. Like you're like sort of pastoring them through their hard times, or like writing the song that like helps them like, you know, overcome grief or something. It's like, you know, and it is super complicated because it comes with all these extra rules, but then it's like their rules come from their experience of Christianity. It might not even be a universal rule, but their understanding of it has this rule, and they impose that on you. And then it's like, if you breathe wrong, it was, when I was doing that job, like as soon as I got the job and I started playing regularly on that stage, like I just had this overwhelming feeling that I was like on a microscope slide between the two glass slides, and the microscope stage was being raised and the light was on full blast, so it was heating up, and the stage was being raised into the lens, and it was cracking the glass that I was stuck between. That's the feeling of just like, it's just, there was this tangible sense of like how much judgment was being heaped at us. Because like you can go in the comment section for like video clips that are like put up of what we did, and like so many of the comments are like, oh my god, they're being too lighthearted on stage, like that person shouldn't smile so much, they should be more reverent in this worship for God. And it's like, dude, like we're humans. Like, if it's distracting, then don't watch the video and just put it on as audio. But like, we're up there for 2 hours a night, every night. And like, sometimes like we might play a bad note, and that's funny. Like, cause it's improv that we're making up on the spot, and that's vulnerable. And like, yeah, it's just the people are freaking. Or it's just like, because it's streaming globally, something might be culturally offensive in one place. So it's like, yo, like that person was wearing a hat. That's disrespectful. Like, but then in the next place, it's like, yo, that person's head was uncovered. That's disrespectful, right? So it's like a gesture that like might be a hand sign we're throwing up to give musical direction on stage is accidentally the same as the bird finger in some country. And I didn't know that. Sorry. Like, oops. Like, I don't know, we're streaming globally. Something's gonna offend someone somewhere with thousands of people watching this. Sorry. Hey, how's the typhoon going, Michael? Everyone's still safe? I think I can make it to the store for one more round of buying flour. If I run fast. No, it's super true. Well, and like the more that you accomplish, the more like mortal enemies you end up making too, because it's like if you're actually like affecting change somewhere, you're pissing someone off too. And so I've kind of become a little bit of a controversial figure in some people's eyes, because like I said, this place I worked, there turned out to be some corruption there that I found and like accidentally stumbled into because some other stuff I was going through, I was kind of being mistreated, and I was just trying to figure out like why someone was mistreating me the way that it was happening. And so I started looking into stuff and like pulling at strings, and then I accidentally, you know, as it plays out in most movies, like you start with issue A and that leads you to issue Q. Accidentally, you're like, oh fuck, what did I walk into? And that has been scary and weird. And so there's some people that really hate me. really, really hate me. Because like I helped contribute to a chain of events that is kind of getting, the place is not getting shut down, but if that's how it ends, I won't be surprised. And like this was a place where there was some political influence, and like the leaders like had influence in the region since before I was born. And then he's expanded that into global influence. And like if you look at like these pastors and like Christian leaders, like there's a big ring of like money making where like you come and you speak at a place and you get a big fat check. They're not paying their volunteers shit, but there's this like upper echelon of like the, you know, the leader, God's anointed people who make out pretty nicely at the end of the day. Uh, and so if you shut down one of these hubs and all the like years of relational equity that they've built up gets like tarnished and stuff like that, there's a lot of people with a lot of financial interest that suddenly are seeing years of their life's work being undone, and it needed to be because y'all were fucking corrupt. But the fallout of that affects a lot more than just them too, and it's complicated. How long is the typhoon supposed to last? I mean, I know hurricanes here last, they can sometimes just circle around and go on for quite a while, or they hit land and they slow down, and just the the storm surge just causes floods and blah blah blah, and it can get pretty bad. Yeah, it's there's a lot to it. The stuff really started hitting the fan in October, and that's after like I mean, I stopped working there in 2016, so that's 8 years of like no progress, and then suddenly progress. And a lot of people gave up hope. Like, there's literally like there was a Lifetime movie made inspired by events that like happened adjacent to this community. There was a Rolling Stone article because there was like someone died. I didn't laugh, but it's the like absurdity, it's not funny, that it's just some of the stuff just goes into such it's it was an utterly absurd dynamic in a lot of ways. Where's the yellow one? But yeah, no, I've speaking of Bloodborne, like I've referred to the purple one's gone too. No, there's the purple one. So where's yellow? Well, okay, so I'm skipping yellow. Blue comes after yellow because they do the rainbow out of order. Purple comes after blue, and then aqua comes after purple, and then I'll go find yellow somewhere. But like I put up a picture of my bass guitar a while ago, um, saying that this was before the news came out, but I knew enough pieces to like Soulsborne storytelling, like come up with the story that made the most sense of like what was really going on, and I didn't know the details of it, but like I was like dead ass, there's corruption here. Like it's the only explanation for some of the stuff. And so it was like, that sucks. Um, but I can't prove it because some of the stuff I know from things that were told to me in confidence, where it's like not my story to tell about other people or blah, 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 blah. Where's Yellow? Maybe he got trapped in the other barn. But like, so I put up a picture of my bass guitar and I was like, man, now that I know what I know, like, I kind of want to go find a well to toss this down. Obvious reference to Maria and my struggle with my will to live because of just those traumatic stuff. Where's the yellow one? Because there's just some of the stuff gets really heavy. Like I said, someone freaking died. Like, and other people went through some pretty awful stuff too. But talking about throwing my quote unquote weapon of spiritual warfare down a well. with two big shark creatures at the bottom. Where's the yellow one? What the heck? Yeah, I'm disappearing into an astral clock tower. I've had a long time to make a lot of peace with it. There are people that would say I'm not at peace with it because I'm actively trying to do something about it. Um, they think that like they would categorize that, they assume that that's a sign that I'm like haven't forgiven, or that I'm like trying to get vengeance because of my pain. There it is. But it's not that. It's just what's right to me. It would like violate my moral sensibilities not to do something with some of the stuff I've witnessed or been like became aware of or whatever. Um, and like the impact that stuff has had on people's lives. Um, it just seems like the right thing to do. Like someone has to do something because people not doing anything has like I just got this like it just started to like line up to where it was like, yo, like there's like people who like whole lives are turned upside down. Like I helped start this group for like people who had like worked there who like were just it messed up their lives and like needed a place to not feel crazy. And so like because I'd been helping this person who had experienced a sexual assault while we were like when she was working there. Um, and like then like they went to try and report it, and it was like egregiously mishandled by staff because it's like a parachurch organization, so you like expect a level of pastoral care if you're going through something like that. And like the way they handled it was just like literally like everything you are not supposed to do for someone that's just been through something traumatic like that, and especially when someone's a victim of any form of assault. It was just like victim blamey and like it was just awful. It was just like, yo, like imagine you're the person who went through this. How would you want to be treated? Like, yo, that's like literally what like Jesus says, do unto others. It's the golden rule from that book that we all claim to be here around. Like, um, and yes, I was just trying to like help get a policy put in place to like get people trained. So, because I trained as an EMT in college. Like I've been around intense stuff. I've literally witnessed people die. Like, and I've been there in the room where we had to tell people that they had cancer, or like um also did mortgage sales. So I've had to like tell people that like, you know, like, hey, I know COVID's going on and your husband lost their job and you're trying to refinance your house so that you can eat over the summer while he's like recovering from XYZ. But like, so it turns out when you inquired with rival mortgage company bank about their COVID forbearance, they took everyone that simply asked for information about it and automatically put them in it. So you're actually not seen as current on your mortgage, and I can't refinance you so that you can take out money from your equity to make it through the summer. That's horrible news to have to give someone. And I had to give that kind of news to people like multiple times a day as like the world is burning as COVID was first starting, stuff like that. So like I've been in some like high stakes, unpleasant things. Or like I worked in the hospital and like would be in the bathroom and someone's crying because they just found out their family member's like probably gonna die or whatever. And just like sit with them and listen to them and like give them a hug or whatever, right? Like you be a person with people. Like I did volunteer stuff like to try and like help improve, like because if you're working in a hospital, there's a lot of things that the hospital does to like communicate with staff that like someone's on palliative care without making it apparent to all the people that are just there visiting other people, especially like on like, you know, the cancer ward or the pediatric ward. You don't want to announce like, hey, the person in this room is dying to every single person that walks past. Like, so like there was stuff like where there were care cards and like signage to help communicate that to staff, so staff knows to be like more gentle and understanding that there might be family in there who's like saying goodbye and stuff like that. So I tried to help like be a part of a little committee that like tried to improve that stuff and whatever. Yeah, I've experienced some crap, man. That's the shorter version. But I've also experienced some really freaking rad things, and kind of sometimes that goes hand in hand. Like, you know, the stuff gets like really sad. There's also like really deep beauty in it, even though it's really sad, because it's like it's the most humanness that can happen, and like people get really honest in certain high stakes situations, like with themselves and each other, in a way that can be really powerful. Yep. There's some like intense stuff too. Like, I worked in the operating room for a bit. I would restock the anesthesia at the end of the day. I really liked it because I got to follow myself every day. So like the OR teams would like mess up how organized I kept everything, but as far as like people monitoring and managing the cabinets where I stocked all the drugs, like most days I followed myself, so it was nice to like have at least that level of consistency. And it was like a job I did almost completely by myself, so I could just like do it and like listen to a podcast or audiobook or whatever as I was like getting everything ready or whatever. I liked that. But like it also meant like I would go in rooms like immediately as cases were getting out, in rooms that were covered in blood and stuff, like chunks of bone and fat and hairy flesh on the ground that I'd be like stepping in and around. It was weird, but super cool. Like human bodies are fascinating, but like yeah, there's just some stuff that you see happening in those situations where it's like, you know, they might be doing procurements from beating heart cadavers of people who have technically passed, but they've been kept alive on a cocktail of drugs because they're organ donors, and then it's like, you know, there's this very ceremonious honoring of them as they're wheeled in. And like, when they were done procuring the organs for donation, then I would be allowed in the room while they were still working, because it's like no longer, it's not like someone's in an open surgery there, it's just the decedent. It's more of a morgue situation at that point. And so I've accidentally wound up in a situation helping with that. Not like the person was already like closed up and everything, but like there was a transport issue that arose. And that was just a really interesting day. I'll just leave it at that. Nice. Yeah, no, it's so, I like having jobs where it's like I can have something on to stimulate my mind while I'm doing work that is like involved enough to be engaging, but like not so intense that I can't like also be like multitasking, I guess. Even like doing mortgages, I couldn't do stuff as intense as like podcasts or audiobooks, but I could at least listen to music and stuff a lot of the time. When I wasn't on the phone with clients, when I was just like trying to math out their stuff or like trying to like send out emails to remind people to turn in their paperwork, because holy crap, so much of my job was literally just wrangling people through like, okay, like actually get out your tax paperwork and scan it and send it to me. And I'm going to stay on the phone until you're done doing that so that you remember to actually do it, because we're on a timeline here. It would just be like sitting on the phone with people as they're like remembering how to send an email or whatever, like talking and like, you can do it, you can send the email, you can scan this, you can fax it to me, I believe in you. And then just sitting and listening to like them like muttering under their breath as they're looking through papers trying to find all the documents they need to get their mortgage. And I made hella bank for doing that. Mortgage money is wildly generous pay. It's like physically easiest job I've ever had, and I literally made my annual salary from a different job monthly. That broke my brain. Sincerely broke my brain. Like, it's just, something just feels not right about that. Like, talk about extremes. That's how I learned I'm not motivated by money. Rest well. I'm gonna have to head out soon too. I have treatment early in the morning. What time is it? Yeah, it's 9 p.m. I should go to bed soon, so I'm not exhausted in the morning. I get the results of my autism test now. If they don't say, yes, you are autistic, I'm gonna be very concerned. It is their job, but also women give false negatives a lot. It's a thing. It's a recognized thing. So I'm very nervous about it, because I don't think my insurance will pay for a second opinion, and I don't have money for a second. It's an expensive test. That's why I'm nervous. If they, like, I've never met the person I'm talking to tomorrow that was actually evaluating me. I met with other people, and it was recorded, and then this person watched the recordings. And that's a weird feeling to know there's just like these recordings out there, and someone's evaluating things about me based on recordings. Wish me luck, everyone. Thanks for hanging out, Draft. I hope you have a good night. It was nice to meeting you. Nice meeting you as well. Sorry, I was can't word. It's late. It's cool that we both like Evanescence and that you also got to meet them. What's up, Gil? Haven't seen you in a minute. How have you been? I saw you tag me in your posts. Thank you. I love those shoutouts. It's so nice of you. You really invest a lot in people and it's appreciated. You just missed I was talking about some of the gamut of experiences that you can have working in healthcare. I've been alright. A lot going on. get the results of my autism evaluation tomorrow, so that's something. I'm nervous. It's like, I'm just used to not being believed, and I'm like very sure that I'm autistic, and it's gonna be embarrassing if they say no. And I can't afford a second opinion because it's a really expensive test. This one was covered by insurance, thankfully, but like I don't think insurance will cover a second opinion. So that's where my mind's at. I have a ketamine treatment in the morning, and then I go to my video call autism evaluation results. But the clinician, they say that the clinician will have like questions for me beyond what we went over in the other screenings. So I've got a list of stuff where it's like, yo, like you guys asked me X, Y, and Z, but it was like my mom's in the room with me and I'm on video and I couldn't think. So I feel like my answer sucked. And so here's a better answer that I spent more time thinking about, where I didn't feel as on the spot. And I feel like I can articulate myself better having time to think about it, because I need time to think about things. That's a normal autistic trait. Needing processing time. So, I don't know. We'll see what they say. I'm probably going to repeat myself about that multiple times because that's like the reality of it is setting in very heavily right now, and I'm freaking out. This is my freaking out voice. I've been trying to get evaluated for a decade, 11 years. I first started calling around and trying to ask if people would evaluate me, or like what I needed to do for that in 2013. And it took that long just to get people to listen to me, because women get socialized with expectations put on us and stuff that like leads to autism getting missed and masked. Like, I just got thrown in the gifted program. So, now I'm wondering. Yeah, I've been in physical therapy. You've been around since I started ketamine treatment. It's been twice weekly, but now it's going down to once weekly. So go and get trip balls and listen to good music. Two hours a week, twice a week, but now just once a week. To drive or get a ride. Well, the once weekly starts this week. It's kind of frustrating because I didn't have like 4 weeks in a row of twice a week because they kept getting broken up. So they're gonna see how I progress if I go down to once a week, and then see what they need to do from there. But, it's a whole thing where I like have to get a ride there, and I'm not allowed to drive anywhere for a day. A big loss of independence in those days. And I've been sore and tired from physical therapy, but it didn't have it today because it's a Labor Day holiday, so they didn't tell me that I wasn't going to have it today. So it was like Sunday, and I'm like, tomorrow's a holiday. Do I have physical therapy? And they didn't answer their phones during their business hours, so I'm assuming that means they were closed because I did not go in. So we'll see what they say. Because like last week they were talking as though I would have my appointment this week, and I think they probably just didn't realize it was the holiday this week when they were giving me that. What did you download? What are you playing these days? I need to get back into Elden Ring because I still haven't finished that playthrough. I just hit a point where like the last things I need to do before I go into Langdell are all the hero graves with those frickin' chariots, and I was just, oh my god, it's so frustrating. What's Far Changing Tides about? Nice. Okay, I think when I put my character to bed, I'm gonna put myself to bed also, because I'm tired. I got up really early today to try and check and see if I had to be at physical therapy, and I just have not been sleeping well lately. And I kind of feel like I might be coming down with something. I really hope I'm not, because I don't leave the house a lot, and I wear a mask when I do, because I'm paranoid about COVID, because I already have two dysautonomias, and the joints of an elderly woman. I don't really want to make that worse. So, hopefully it's just because I was around the grill today and it was smoky. That's probably what it is.
Alrighty, I'm signing off, heading to bed. Early, it's only 9:15, but I just hit a wall. I'm exhausted, so I'm gonna sleep and ride this wave into sweet nothingness while I can. I hope y'all have a good rest of your night, and I'll catch you next time. Bye. Wish me luck for my autism evaluation thing. See you later, everyone.